G'day everyone and welcome to another Makita update news thingy, whatever. I still haven't got a name for these things. Anyway, we have got some cool stuff coming up this week. We've got these two lights that you can sort of just see either side of the screen here. I haven't done an update, an actual Makita update for, I had a check last night, for over 2 months. Over 2 months. It's hard to believe, I know. But I do have a lot coming now. There's going to be a big run of Makita stuff, so all you Makita guys that have been saying, hey Tools, we need more Makita updates, we need more Makita reviews, they are coming, okay, starting right now. So I'm going to tell you a few updatey things, then the next 2 reviews will be these lights and this, the new 5 amp hour battery. Sorry, I'm going to have to turn this thing off. If you're wondering what this is, I've just got that there to annoy and educate all the who think that the world looks like this. You know who they are. Oh look, there's Atlantis. I'm guessing my editor's gonna have to bleep out the word, but I'm sure you can work out what it was. That'd be an interesting thing to run a competition on. Leave your guess down below on what you thought that bleep word was. No, don't do that, okay? You'll get yourself in trouble, you'll get me in trouble. Right, anyway, coming up after this video, in the next couple of days, sometime over the weekend, there will be a review of either this battery or these lights either side. Now this battery is the new 5 amp hour 12 volt, and these lights, careful Tools, careful, big long lightsabery things, and I'll explain what they are exactly. Wedge this back in here without it falling over and crushing my little planet, my little mini solar system. We will talk about well, I'll show it all to you in the next video. Anyway, let's get on with this video. Let's start with the router. Now, I know I've shown you this before, but today I'm going to tell you a few more details because it has now officially been announced by Makita. Now, the tool comes in at 3.9 kgs, or what's that, just over 8.5 pounds. That's with a 2.5 amp hour battery, I think, so that's much lighter than the AC versions of the same tool. And power-wise, about the same as an AC version. It comes with a 12mm collet. Now that'll be the Japanese version, and I'm guessing it probably comes with a 6 as well, maybe an 8. But in other parts of the world, I'm hoping it will more likely come with a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch, and maybe even a 3/8, who knows, but a 1/2 and a 1/4 inch at least anyway, collet, and maybe the other ones will be available separately. 8mm, stuff like that. Variable speed from between 8,000 to 25,000. That's much lower, the low end is much lower than the Hikoki and the Milwaukee, which start at 11 and 12 respectively. But all three of them have the same top RPM of 25,000. It has a couple of LED lights to make your life a little bit easier to see. It of course has AWS, and it is IPX4 rated. It seems strange that it's IPX4 rated, so it's rated for a bit of water, but not for dust. Presumably you're going to be using it in a dusty environment more than you're going to be using it in a wet environment. Anywho, I'm sure it'll be fine in a bit of dust. If you are familiar with Makita routers, you've already got some trim routers, bases and stuff, and all the accessories, then you're good to go because it's basically all the same stuff. They've stuck with all the same systems, everything, all these sort of things, dials, everything are all the same, everything looks the same, everything should fit the same. So if you have a guide like this, or you have a track guide, you have the dust fittings, they're all the same stuff to fit on the new router, so it's all interchangeable. You don't need to buy new gear, which is nice. And also if you end up with another one of those in the box, when you break it, you've still got your backup ones from other things. This isn't the greatest design, and I do wish they kind of modified that a bit, but it looks like it's probably going to be the same. It has a plunge depth of 60mm, which is pretty good. The Milwaukee one has a max here of 63.5. The Hikoki, which I will of course put my one up against when I finally get one, which hopefully, fingers crossed, not too far away. The Hikoki has a plunge depth of 50, so the Makita will be 60, the Hikoki's 50, this max of 63. All depends of course though on what bit you're using and everything, on how much use you get out of that actual plunge depth. The trim router base here, as you can see, is much less than that. I can't remember what that is, but what's that say? About 40 millimeters, I'm guessing. And that new 1/2 inch router, the RP001G, that's what it'll be called in most of the world. In the States, it'll be the GPR01, I'm guessing. But that will be rolling out. If you're in Japan, you'll get your hands on it pretty soon, potentially. But most of the world, it'll start coming out from June. Right, what's next? Oh, I've actually got a giveaway, don't I? From the other video from last time. Ooh. I better go look up who's going to be the winner for that. But while I do that, why don't you watch this? So Makita have released an official video on the Sanders that we've been speculating about. And as you can see from the video, they do have a battery that is external to the tool on a cord. And that cord can be 1.6 meters or 5 meter optional cord if you want to have a big battery sitting away from you and not hooked on your belt. So in the video you can see we have a random orbital sander, looks like a 125 millimeter. I do believe there is going to be 150 millimeter ones as well, and the ones in the video have a 5 millimeter orbit. There will likely be ones with different orbits because they have announced, what was it, 7 of these, so there's more to come. And the other being a small quarter sheet sander. They have variable speed between about 6,000 to 10,000 squiggly little orbits. Looks like they might come with backing pads for like net sanding discs. Not sure if it'll come with those or not. Often when you buy those type of discs, you will get those protective pads with them anyway. They are of course AWS, and they have a lower profile than the other sanders that Makita have previously done. It looks like a better dust port connection, just a far more better ergonomically designed sander than the other 18 volt options. It is IPX4, just like the router, which is kind of again a little bit strange. They're protecting it against water but not dust. Surely with a sander, dust is more important. With a 2.5 amp hour battery, the random orbital, you're looking at around 21 minutes, and for the sheet sander about 43 minutes. But of course with an 8 amp hour battery, that will massively increase that runtime. And seeing as it doesn't have to be on the tool, if you've got a 2.5 amp hour battery or an 8 amp hour battery or a 4 amp hour, 5 amp hour, whatever you want, it's always going to weigh the same, which will be nice if you're using them a lot. But best of all, they've got a nice big power button on the front. None of those tiny little microwave buttons. Hey, Robert. And I'm not the greatest plasterer in the world, but holy moly, I can do a far better job than whoever did the plastering in this video. Anyway, those are starting to be rolled out around the world as of next month. Right, a few more things to go. Oh, and if you want to see this, like how I put it together, I'll put a quick little video of that at the end of the video as well. Next up, another power head attachment. What do you think of this oddball looking thing? This is a weeding attachment, and it's a little bit odd looking. It's kind of not quite a weed eater, not quite a ground cutter like you saw me review recently. But this one goes a little bit deeper and takes the roots out. So if you want to clear roots around a tree, but you don't want to get in there with the weed eater because you're afraid of damaging the trunk or something like that, then maybe this tool's for you. Plus, you know, as you can see in the images, good for cultivation. So you can go down between rows and, depending on the width of your row, put a different cutter blade on. They have 80mm, 170 and 220mm wide cutting heads. So that way you can just go down between whatever size row you've got or next to concrete or whatever it is that you need to do. It rocks back and forward at between 19 to 25 degrees depending on sort of which source you look at, and it'll wiggle back and forth like that, cutting your roots out at a speed of up to about 960 roots per minute, depending on what setting you've got it on your power head. But top speed, that's what you'll get out of it. The lowest speed on the 40 and the 36 volt is about 500 and something. So a little bit odd looking. Let me know what you think about that one and whether you'd use that one. It's not something I would probably get because I can't see anywhere where I would actually use that currently myself. At times it might have come in handy over the years, but probably not something I will buy. I might review it, who knows. Let me know if you want to see me review it down in the description. Probably not in the description because only I can edit that. Better you leave it in the comments actually. Anyway, that is now out. I don't think it's available here yet, but it'll be rolling out around the world over the next few months. Also, something else about to be released is the breaker here, which was announced at World of Concrete not too long ago, and already it seems like it's here. Well, if you're in this part of the world, if you're in New Zealand and you're after one of those, give it a couple of weeks and you're going to be able to get one. They are arriving very soon. I've just got to now find a slab of concrete somewhere that someone will let me destroy, to go looking for a job where concrete needs destroying. I've got a couple of ideas in mind. Anyway, let's now draw the prize, the t-shirt from last time. Let me go see who had the best entry. Oh man, I just checked the email address. I've got 137 emails to read. I started reading through them and I thought, I've got to get this video finished today. I don't want to read all these emails right now. So anyway, a lot of you are sick puppies. Sick puppies. And a lot of sheep jokes already. And I've noticed mostly from, like most of the emails, the entries, mostly from Australia and New Zealand. So it's good to see the Aussies and the Kiwis have got the quick pause reflexes there. Although a lot of you took quite some time to do it. One person even videoing their TV screen, spending half an hour pissing about trying to pause it so they could enter. That'll be annoying, eh? Especially if I didn't give you anything. Anyway, so I'm going to finish reading those after I've sent this video off to my editor to start getting the damn thing done, and I will put the winning names up here because right now I don't want to spend names. Is it more than one person? How many things am I giving away here? I don't know. There'll be at least one name here. And so I will send whoever these people are some stealth mounts, whatever it was that you told me in your email that you were after. And those of you who were just outright rude, well, you're not going to get anything, are you? No, actually, they were pretty good emails that I've read so far. But to do them all justice, I can't read them all right now. So thank you all for entering, and I just have to make sure I read those and get a name to the editor to put on the screen here so that, yeah, before this video goes live. And I think earlier in the video I said it was a shirt that I was giving away, but that was obviously a different video. Too confused here. If you were the winner of the t-shirt, I haven't sent that out yet either. And I can't remember what video that was from. I've still got a heap of videos as well for my Patreon guys. Sorry, I haven't sent those out yet either. You will get those shortly though. I'm going to hopefully get onto that in the next few days. Been rather busy. And when I see how many shirts I've got left over, then maybe there'll be some available here on YouTube. But I wouldn't hold your breath. So, what's the next video going to be? It's likely going to be this. It's like a lightsaber kind of thing, isn't it? 40 volt and 18 volt. That'll be coming up along with the video of this. Till then, thanks for watching, and let's end with this thing, eh? And also, of course, the names of my Patreons who help me make these videos. If you want to help me make these videos, the Patreon link's down there, and if I remember, it'll be up in the top corner, unless you're watching this on the TV, which it won't be there, you know. And it'll be on the end screen as well if you're watching it on a device that has those. And until next time, cheers guys, see you later. It was much quicker to make this one, that's for sure.